Okay, there has been a series of developments in Kedah relating to the role of the Kedah Menteri besar Muhammad Sanusi Muhammad Noor. Not only Sanusi Noor justified the destruction of two temples, where one temple had to make way for a parking lot, the other temple had to make way for food store. He justified by saying these are illegal temples and they have to go, and he has forgotten that one of the temples was more than 100 years old, the other temple in Kedah was about 58 years old. And he justified it, and when I think when DAP and MIC raised question, he said they are drunk on toddy. In other words, he's saying that the Hindus, the Indian community, they are full of toddy drinkers. So I replied by saying, if we are drunk on toddy, you are actually high on ketum and cocaine, and I also said that he is drunk on racism and religious extremism. So I asked Menteri Besar to resign from his post because he is not suitable. Past is a racist and extremist government. So I actually come out with a statement. And lately I think he is talking about the rare earth elements. So he is thinking that, the state government has signed an agreement with the company from Kuala Lumpur to extract rare earth elements, REE. And he thinks if this extraction is done well, everything, the state will earn revenue in billions. First he said trillions, then he said billions, because he doesn't know the difference between trillions and billions. Okay? And now he's asking the federal government, please facilitate for the Kedah state government to extract this mineral. I think Kedah can become very rich, which he says is a God-given resource to Kedah. Then when I think the water company in Penang, PBA, raised the question of what would be the consequences of this REE or rare earth elements on the natural resources, and the water company CEO Jasani Maidinsa said, if you extract the raw materials, it will lead to floods, it will lead to landslides, and it will lead to deforestation. That means you have to remove timber and all, which means the water resource in Kedah will slowly disappear. You must understand that Kedah supplies 80% of the water to Penang and Perlis. So if there's no water supply from Kedah to Penang, I think thousands will be affected by no water supply. We only can supply 20%. So I think when and then he said okay. Then the Menteri Besar said okay, Kedah Penang has to pay 50 million because you take water from Sungai Muda. Sungai Muda is in Kedah. You have to pay 50 million per year. I think Chow Kanyao, the chief minister, said nothing doing, not a single cent will pay, because water rights are rights that belongs to everybody. Whichever state, whichever country is near the river, you can take the water. You don't have to pay compensation. And when the chief minister said like that, he said, okay, we'll go and cut the water supply. You'll ask the villagers to go through the sandbags and cut the water supply. So I'm asking the Menteri Besar, if he's betul-betul he's a man of principle, man of his word, ask him to cut the water supply to Penang. Ask him, if he's brave enough, if you want to walk the talk, ask him to cut the water supply to Penang. And we'll see the consequences. It might not be as easy as demolishing two temples. That means the people in Perlis and Penang will not have any water. But you must also understand, we don't take water from the Kedah side of the river. We take from the Penang side of the river. And this river, Sungai Muda, existed before this country was called Malaysia, before this state was called Kedah. The river has existed many, many years ago. So what is he talking now? As though the river belongs to Kedah or the past government. Now ask him to cut the water supply and see lah. Now I'm challenging him. If he's brave enough, go and put sandbags, get the villagers and prevent the water from coming in. If he's brave enough. If not, if he can't do that, ask him to resign.